Hey everyone, today we'll be in a 2023 Honda Accord 1.5 EX Turbo. This is the mid-range trim for the Accord for 2023, and this is the non-hybrid model. So kind of be giving you my first impressions on this and kind of comparing it to my 2019 Accord that I had with the 2.0 Turbo, and just kind of going back and forth and see what it's like. And before I begin, I would love to get a shout out to Jermaine Honda of College Hills in Wooster, Ohio. They were gracious enough to let me borrow this car for a couple hours to film, and that's actually the place where I bought my Accord. They're a great dealer, great people, great cars, and highly recommend that you go check this out. The link to this exact car will be in the description, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this Accord is finished in radiant red metallic, and it looks really nice. It's a very vibrant color, and this is an interesting design choice by Honda here. I know I've been reading a ton of reviews and watching a ton of videos on it, and it's a love-hate relationship between some people. I don't think it looks that bad. Yeah, it kind of does look like a little bit like a Ford Taurus, but they went a little bit on the less aggressive side. To as far as styling goes. I don't mind it. It doesn't look that bad. It really has a nice shape on the side here, and just nice swooping shape here. But yeah, this one, the MSRP for this one is $30,610. Give you guys a shot at the window sticker here. And like I said earlier, it does have the 1.5 liter turbo. This is the non-hybrid model. 17-inch wheels, kind of like a grayish wrapped in Michelin, like energy green tires. They're all right. Now, I owned a 10th gen Accord, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. I do think the 10th gen Accord looks a lot better, but I tell you what, the back here, I really like what they did with the back. I didn't like the back of my Accord at all with the lobster claw taillights. I kind of wish they would have kept the front, but of the 10th gen Accord maybe a little bit, and then with the rear kind of did whatever this is. This looks really nice. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat. So just like my car, you do get a ton of room back here. Pretty easy access to get in. Tons of leg room. No rear vents. That actually surprises me. I think I read somewhere that the Touring and the upper trim levels get rear vents, but this doesn't. I don't know why. That's actually an interesting decision by Honda. Do you get a map pocket here? I believe my Honda had 2 map pockets, if I remember correctly. And you do get a pull-down armrest with a couple cup holders. I'm 6 foot. The driver's seat is adjusted to my position, and my head is ever so slightly touching back here. I actually think I had a little bit more headroom in the Honda Civic, believe it or not. It's quite interesting. There's a quick shot of the dash. I really like what Honda's doing with the dash layout. Look really nice, updated design, and I really like the honeycomb air vents across the entire dash there. Check out the trunk here. It does look like it's got some hydraulic, like, what do you call those, gas springs there. You can see them on each side that kind of just pushes the trunk open when you open it. It's really nice. It's actually pretty convenient because sometimes with my Accord, the 2019 one that I have a bag full of groceries, and you'd hit the trunk button, and you'd still have to lift it up. So that's actually convenient. And this one actually has a grab handle right here, so you can close it without grabbing the trim. So that's convenient. That's something I didn't have. But yeah, plenty of trunk space here. Let's see if you get a spare tire. You do get a spare tire with all your equipment. Not bad. Got your carpeted floor mats and a front license plate bracket if you need it for this one. Nice. Wish I could have done that with my car. So underneath the hood here is a 1.5 liter turbo. I believe this one carries over from the previous generation, makes 192 horsepower and 192 foot-pounds of torque. This one gets 29 city, 37 highway, and 32 combined. I don't have it long enough to kind of test those numbers, so I don't know how accurate those are, but it is mated to a CVT transmission, and we'll kind of get over to the driving impressions once we start driving this thing. But you do get touch sensors on the door, just like my Accord that I had. You just, you know, press this button to lock and press this, or put your hand behind the door handle. It's got a touch sensor behind the pad and automatically unlock the vehicle. Power windows, power locks, power driver's seat, 10-way, I believe it is, with lumbar. These are very comfortable seats. I don't have a problem with them at all. I actually kind of like them a little better than the Accord that I have. They seem a little bit wider. This seems to be a little bit more extended, so it's not like cutting off the circulation on your thighs. That's actually pretty nice. But yeah, you do get a fully digital gauge cluster now that is customizable of however you want to do it by just clicking or just using this scroll wheel here and, you know, going through the different settings. I won't go through this all at the moment. There's a ton of different menus you can get into that. I'll just leave it on range and fuel at the moment. All you have your Honda sensing controls with your lane keep assist and your radar guided cruise control. You know, typical automatic lights, wipers, push button ignition. You do get a kind of on a smaller side of infotainment here, but it's, you know, Honda's corporate entertainment system. It's not bad at all. It works really well. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You get a backup camera as well with guidance lines that move. Very nice. Dual zone climate control. These are still very clicky and very tactile feeling and work well. You do get two USB-C ports right down here and a place to put your phone, a couple cup holders, the econ button, the stop start off on button, an electronic parking brake, and brake hold. If you're not familiar what brake hold is, you just press this button, and if you have the car in drive, and let's say you're at a drive-through waiting for somebody, it'll hold the brake for you while the car is in drive until you hit the gas, and then it'll go forward. It's really nice, probably one of my favorite features on Hondas, and I wish all cars had something like that. Do get a center console here with a 12-volt outlet. Pretty sizable too. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. Decent size glove box. You know, fit your owner's manual and things in there. You know, nice sun visors here, illuminated. Hello. And a sunroof, which is very nice, convenient, along with a sunglass holder. Manual dimming mirror, not too bad. Now, as far as the interior quality goes, compared to my 2019 Accord, I honestly think it feels a little bit on the cheaper side. You do get a kind of a plastic steering wheel with like gloss black here, and the buttons kind of just feel a little mushy. Definitely the 10th generation Accord had a lot better feeling buttons, I will say that. But like stuff like this here, this is like soft touch, this is soft touch, but it just kind of feels on the cheaper side. Oh, you also get heated seats in this one too. I forgot to mention that. But it's like, as far as the interior quality, yeah, just it's a little bit to be desired. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and take this thing for a spin. I like having a physical gear shift. My Accord did not have that, had buttons. That's really annoying. I hated that about the Accord, and I'm glad they have a gear shift, albeit this one does feel a little bit on the cheaper side. Alright, first driving impressions right off the bat. I mean, I drove it home from the dealer to this location. This is a lot quieter and a lot more refined than the 10th generation Accord. I wish I could have got my hands on a hybrid one, but there was none available at the time. But the 1.5 liter, I even said it in my Civic video, it's more than enough power. It's very smooth. The CVT is very smooth. I don't really feel like this needs any more power than what it has. I know a lot of the people are kind of a little bit angry that the 2.0 turbo is gone, and you know, as an owner of a 2.0 turbo, I would agree, but it's this 1.5, it's really not that bad as everybody says. As far as handling goes, it handles pretty well. It handles just about the similar to my 2019 Accord. And you could definitely tell the energy efficient tires kind of play a role back there, as you heard them kind of screech. But I would say it you know, handles just about the same as the 10th generation. I like on the gauge cluster here that there's a little symbol of the car, and you can see when I hit the brakes or make my turn signal or turn on my turn signal, it does the exact same thing. Kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of, you guys remember the, riding on a school bus and it had the exterior light monitors up above the driver? That's exactly what that reminds me of. It's kind of funny. So now, having driven this and driven the 2023 K5 from Kia and my 2019 Accord that I had, the Honda's gone an interesting direction here. I'm not quite sure I quite agree with some of the design choices, but this isn't a bad option for somebody looking for a new car, new sedan. It is a little bit of a bare bones kind of offering with a lack of, a leather wrapped steering wheel, rear vents. What else is missing here? Blind spot monitoring, which this car could have come with, but this is the non-blind spot monitoring stuff version of this car. I would have loved to seen a bigger screen. It's just average, I would say. If you need a good car to get you to A to B and do it in a reliable and very smooth manner, this is the car for you. But it just seems a little bit dull. All right, let's do a quick turning radius test. I'll turn it all the way to lock and see where we end up. Wow, this one really reaches out there. I'd say that's a little bit above average. It's not terrible. Definitely better than the 10th generation. But there you have it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And stay tuned for more videos. A lot more coming. Oh, here's the key fob, by the way. You do get, your lock, unlock, has remote start and the trunk button. But stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.